Hi, welcome to Cannes Quick Take, a conversation around the important topics shaping this year's Cannes Lions Festival. I'm Jeremy Goldman, Senior Director of Client Briefings at eMarketer, and I'm joined today in our New York studio by Katy Hershey, Senior Director, Partner Solutions Group at Roundel, Target's retail media network. Katy, for anyone who hasn't crossed paths with you yet, please give us a quick snapshot of your role, and then we'll dive into how Roundel is redefining retail media.
Well, hello, Jeremy. I'm Katy Hershey. As you said, I'm located here in New York, and I lead our agency and product specialist teams at Roundel in our Partner Solutions Group.
So let's dive into really how is Roundel thinking about retail media? How are you working to redefine it?
Roundel is at the forefront of retail media with over 15 years of experience. We are nearly a $2 billion business, working with over 2,000 vendors to drive their retail results. We do that through our, focus and relationship with our over 165 million guests. We have insights and data that we can leverage to create customized, curated, innovative experiences for them, for our brands. We also have an omnichannel approach, leveraging both, in-store and online, and digital and off-platform with our partners to create, innovative, creative, cutting-edge solutions, as well as leveraging advanced technology and driving growth for our partners, whether that's driving sales, increasing their customer engagement, or really bringing new brands to life.
So one thing I'm very curious about is how are you turning guest trust really into ad experiences that delight shoppers, but also drive measurable results for the brands that you serve?
So at Roundel, our purpose is to be our partner's most trusted partner, right? We aim to work very closely with our advertisers. We call them our partners. That trust is then extended into our relationship that we have with our guests. And so we are aiming to create curated, innovative media experiences that are enhancing the guest experience versus being disruptive, right? So we really value that guest trust, and it's truly non-negotiable. And so we are constantly watching the evolution of how our experiences, both in store, online, and across the web, are driving results for advertisers. What we do find is the Target brand, together with our partners, we did a survey, and guests found that they were 4 times more likely to trust an ad that had Target in it versus an unfamiliar brand they didn't know. And so really it's about bringing together the power of the brands.
So I feel like you're probably paying attention to a lot of different signals in order to figure out kind of what is going to power Roundel's next phase of growth. So what signals are you paying most attention to?
We're really looking at 3 things. First is the shopper environment and macroeconomic trends, as well as shopper and guest behavior trends, whether that's in-store or online, and the experiences they're looking for. The second is really guest engagement. Guest trust and trust with our guests is non-negotiable, right? So we are constantly monitoring and ensuring that the experience that we're creating for our guests, our advertising experiences, are positive and additive to their experience. And then the third one, like I assume everyone is watching, is AI, and how that's going to transform how we think about media, from planning, buying, optimizing, and where we can leverage it to create, whether it's create hyper-personalized experiences, or improve workflows, or really drive outcomes or new creative experiences. That's an area that we're closely monitoring.
Well, you almost read my mind, because I was going to ask you, how do you see media evolving in 2025? You already said AI, so,
Sure.
but where do you think this is all going? What trends are you paying most attention to?
So the first one, I think, is really about hyper-personalization. As data capabilities evolve, consumers will start to expect and already expect and demand more personalized experiences that are aligned to their preferences, their values, and their real-time, in-the-moment context, whether that's the content they're looking at or the advertising experience in general. And Roundel and retail media networks are at the forefront of this with our rich data to understand guests' preferences and behaviors. So the second one is seamless integration. Media will increasingly have to meet customers where they are. And we're thinking about this in two ways. Target, we really have the in-store experience. So whether that's bringing to life new in-store technology to engage with our guests, or what we call front of store events and experiences to really bring a brand to life. Or the second way is really about finding them where they are off-platform. So we're really invested in off-platform media with partners like Google and Meta and Trade Desk and Pinterest and others. So many networks there. And we know we need to be there where the guests are. We actually, this is a strategic differentiator for us. We invest over 30% into off-platform, where I think the industry average is about 21%. So we really believe that we have to engage with the guest outside of Target to bring them in.
So you mentioned collaboration, and I feel like one of the great things about the Cannes Lion Festival is collaboration and seeing great ideas that are out there. So that being said, what are the hot topics that you expect to pop at Cannes this year?
Well, first, I really see personally Cannes about connection, and in my role as lead on the agency side, it's really an opportunity for me to connect with our agency partners. And then second, I think what will really pop and what pops often is innovation. And so when we think about innovation, we have a great product innovation roadmap that we're excited to share. Two things that I'll mention is first, we're looking at a new way of approaching off-platform to have enhanced data collaboration with our partners to power goals-based campaign approaches. So whether that's focused on awareness or consideration or engagement or driving sales, now we'll have curated approach to that media that is powered by signal sharing and leveraging the native optimization within each partner. The second is around measurement, which is always quite a hot topic. And so we're excited to be rolling out a match market methodology for incrementality testing. So leveraging a geo-based methodology, which is often considered the gold standard for incrementality. And we want to ensure that we are keeping ourselves to that high bar and folding into a brand's overall approach to measurement so that they're not just looking at us in a silo, and that we can provide what we can see when it comes to incrementality.
Thank you so much for sharing your insights and perspectives. This was really fascinating.
Thank you.
And today's interview was made possible by Roundel. Thanks for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.